Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good morning. It's me, Creative Tiana. So I'm out here this morning at technically it's my job. So this is one part of the Goggle Works Gardens that I am the garden manager of. This is our community container garden, also known as our snack garden. Next year, possibly our salsa and sofrito and salad garden. So basically it's a container garden, so we can grow smaller things in it, and we've done some experimental things. I've grown a whole squash in here, so it'll be really exciting. So next year I'm working on focusing on culturally relevant foods for our area, which our population here is 67% Hispanic population. So we're gonna do a sofrita, salsa, and salad garden up here because that makes the most sense, and stock it with things that people are actually gonna eat. So I'm here this morning because it is the second week of November, and we've had a couple hard freezes already, so things are dying down, but there's still a lot of herbs left over, there's still a lot of greens left over, so I don't want to waste them. I want to make sure we harvest them and we can use them for the best good. So today there's actually going to be a clay oven pizza lunch at my job, so I'm going to harvest a bunch of greens and take them down there so they can use them on the pizzas, and also those pizzas are always amazing. So that's what I'm doing out here this morning, and I thought I'd bring you all along with me so you can kind of get a feel for the autumn garden and also see what we're growing out here and what's possible for you. So let's go. So again, this is the community container garden. It is comprised of containers that were made out of huge PVC piping, and they were painted, filled with compost soil, and then planted, and it was really simple. This was set up years and years ago. It is in front of an elementary school, which is amazing. It's perfectly accessible to the public. It literally has street access. If you look, there's street access here. It's all residential. You can literally walk up from the street, pick and take any food that you want, and that is really amazing to me because, you know, we need that kind of food access here in our community. So here's a wide shot of it. And since we're in the end stages right now, we do have a few crops up here that my students in my fall gardening class put up here. So there's some like cabbages and stuff. So we have cabbages, little baby kales just getting started. Here's some kale and chard, and these cute little decorations were left over from the spooky cleanup that they did up here. It was a Halloween themed cleanup organized by Lauer Elementary and community advocates. So shout out to them. It was really cute, and they decorated the garden for the spooky cleanup. So this side is the bigger side of the garden, and although the lighting is not that great out right now, I'll just show you a few things that we have planted in here. So we had basil and tomatoes in this container. Back here we had echinacea or coneflowers that have already gone to seed. Over here we have mustard greens that are going to seed, but as you can see how prolific they were, this was just one single planting that lasted pretty much all summer. Then these were some containers that my students planted for fall gardening. This is some kale and chard that one student planted, and as you can see, they're coming along great. We have more. That's what they mostly focused on, was kale and chard, and it seems to be coming up great. We'll see how it goes. Some of the stuff that we planted earlier in the season was like the herbs. We have oregano, we have some red Russian kale, we have some mint mixed in with this plant. Over here we have thyme, beautiful thyme growing. We have Swiss chard, rainbow chard, Vulcan chard is in there too. We had some of that. That's the really red one. Here we had some tomatoes. They were cherry tomatoes. We had about we had 6 tomato plants over here. We had red cherry tomatoes, and then we had this yellow tomato that was really, really, really good. It was called, I forgot what it was called, but someone brought the plants, so we just put them in here. We have chives still going in here. This parsley still going pretty strong. This mint has fizzled out already. We have our beautiful rosemary that's still going, and it will probably be going for quite a while. We have some struggling more basil and tomatoes up here that were companion planted. Container was an example. It was basil, cherry tomatoes, and marigolds all companion planted in one container. And then we have some golden sage down here, which has been really interesting and unique. So yeah, so that's what we have surviving in the fall garden. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest some things and take them down there. My bounty has been collected. Since I've done this before, I know about how much to harvest to feed a bunch of people. Last time I harvested way too much and there was food waste, and I didn't want that. So we have our basil, we have chard, lots and lots of chard, parsley, chives, we have rosemary, oregano, thyme, some of that sage, and a few surviving tomatoes, which at this time of year is kind of a little bit of a miracle, so I threw them in there anyway. And yeah, we got a pretty good harvest, and there's still so much out here growing. So I'm gonna take these down to be used for pizza later.